Hello, everyone. So I'm going to do a teaching about family patterns and that's not code. That's not weird like Android stuff. I'm talking about real life patterns. Okay. So I'm showing you a chart here of, let's say, grandparents, a set of parents, uncles, aunts, possibly you and your siblings and cousins. Okay. Just as an example. Okay. First of all, no one in your family belongs to you. Okay. You all are here with a collective familial soul pattern and a collective familial soul blueprint. Okay. You are here to not only help in a particular divine collective family or soul pattern or soul blueprint, but you are also here, and that is true, or you wouldn't be in that family, but you're also here with your own soul blueprint down here and your own soul pattern that you're here to accomplish for your life. See? And you can say life, lotus, whatever. Okay? It is lotus for the divine tribes. It's life for whomever. Okay. Your job is not to follow a dictator, which religion is a dictator. Yes, it is. It is a slave master just as much as anything else. It is a false doctrine. The Bible in itself is just information. Anything that you read is just information. It has more importance because it has prophetic information from Divine Creator that has been broken apart. Some of it is still there, bless that. But for the most part, and that has nothing to do with Svetlana Blessing, because that's blessings were long before her and will be here long after. So the thing is that I want to talk to people about this because you don't understand why you're in a family, okay? You don't understand why you have kids. You don't understand, or not, okay? So you have to understand a child, and I'm going to talk about this first because this is the most important thing to me right now, because I'm tired of hearing about all this stuff about babies and this and that. The reason why you either do or do not have a child is because they have a familial soul blueprint or soul pattern in your family tribe. If you are having children for yourself, you're not having them for the right reasons. Because if you have a child is for Divine Creator. A child is for the family. A child is for, it could even be for, most of the time, it's a grandparent. Okay? Sometimes it's for you, but most of the time it's for a grandparent or a great-grandparent. But mostly right here. Okay? Now, you have 4 seasons in your life, and I'm actually going to talk about that in a bit. You have 4 seasons in your life. Okay? You have from the time that you're born until you're a toddler, or even, I don't know, probably about 2 or 3 years old. Then from the age of 3 to about 13, which is 10 years, you have your childhood, seeming. And then from there, you have your puberty or bat mitzvah. That is the time that you take on the karma or part of your soul pattern or soul blueprint that is now individually yours. At first, the family takes care of you, right? The parent takes care of you, the grandparent takes care of you, siblings can take care of you, cousins can take care of you. At some point, though, when you become someone, whether you have your bat mitzvah or your bar mitzvah, you start walking into your own soul patterns, not just the familial or here, but also here. You're starting to take on your own patterns, your own karma. That's when you start socializing and start attracting the people that you have karma with, that you need to work out lessons with. Okay? Now, the reason why you incarnate in a certain family is because they have an original soul blueprint here, or an original soul pattern that mirrors, but is not the same, but it mirrors or is similar to the one that you have and what you have to work on. Because this person, if they were a wise person, will have already walked through the similar patterns that you have or that you have to work on. And so they can add wisdom, which is why usually grandparents are the ones that handle the little children, not just the parent, because the parent is still working through their stuff. Okay? But the grandparent will have already worked through it. So the grandparent will have the time in their life, because they'll be in what you would call a retirement age usually, and they will help the children while the parent is working in their original soul blueprint karmic time, which is what you call adulthood, which that's not what it's called either, but that's another ball of wax. And I'll get to that another time. But the point is, you come here with something that you have scripted with Divine Creator to accomplish in your lifetime. This is your original soul pattern and your original soul blueprint. Okay? Many times a family is a soul group. That's not always true, but many times it is. Okay? So you all have a collective version of what you're working on. Okay? You have, and then you come in as a group and you're working on it. Okay? So you all have a family agreed upon in divine spirit pattern and blueprint that you're working on as a bloodline. And then you also have the one, and I don't mean blood like the blood in your veins. I'm talking about a bloodline like you have genetics and things like this. Okay? You know, somebody down here could be a healer for grandma, somebody, you know, or a great grandmother or a great great grandmother. Okay? Many, many times. And a lot of times great great grandparents will reincarnate as the younger children. So they keep the line going. Okay? Because of the familial soul pattern and the familial soul blueprint for Divine Creator. This isn't your stuff. This is Divine Creator stuff. Okay? Now, every divine being, because I can't speak for clones and androids, because that's not my experience. Ooh, they call themselves diamonds, demons, whatever. Okay, skinwalker, whatever. That's not our stuff. Here, an original divine being has divine energy, what you would call spiritual energy. Okay, that has to do with the Pradesh. So it's actually called spirit dual, not spiritual. Okay, but there is three because Father, Mother, Holy Spirit, and Son or Daughter. Okay, of Divine Creator. Okay, and those aren't the right terms either, but whatever. That's what you understand. So we'll talk in that. Okay. So you have your spiritual divine energy that you are bringing into your incarnation because that's what gives you life. An incarnation, again, it's just a term. That's what people call it. Okay. If you want to call it something else, you can. Okay. But you are animated. You can call it a reanimation if you want. Whatever. Your animation, your incarnation. That's what you have here. Okay. So anyway, what happens is when you come here, you are working on these things. Okay. Now you all work in your life, which your job should not be taking up your full life. A true job is not supposed to be taking up 100% of your time. That is slavery. Okay. Because you should have time to be working on your soul pattern and your soul blueprint, because that actually should be your own career. Okay. Now, when you first get out, yeah, you can have entry-level jobs and things like that. But jobs many times have to do with people that have the gift of, and that is a spiritual gift of hospitality. Not everybody has that. And you can't force that on somebody. Okay. Some people are meant to be more social. Some people aren't. You can't characterize something as introvert or extrovert. It's not that simple. And they can go back and forth. I do all the time. When I have to go introvert, I just become introverted. That's something, because I go within and I work on this inside myself. And many times, because I'm an advanced soul, I work through my patterns very quickly. My patterns are 3, 5s, and 7. So in 3, 5, and 7, I've completed one of these, where many times people spend their whole lives working on one. I don't. So I start flipping them. That's why mine are going faster, because I can move through my patterns faster because I have the wisdom to do so. So I'm down here with the wisdom of a grandparent, great-grandparent, elder. Okay? And that's just how my soul works. I work through faster because I'm in charge of the Hall of Records. I have wisdom. I don't have time to get caught up in, sister, brother doing this, that, and the other, emotional conflict. I don't get involved in that. Okay? Now, the reason why you have feelings or emotions is to have a discernment about your environment, not to get caught up in other people's feelings. Okay? It is chaos magic to be depressed. It is chaos magic to be, and it's not even normal. That's not normal. It's not normal to be depressed. It's not normal to be wanting to commit suicide. It's not normal to want to be an addict. That's not even divine stuff. That's demonic stuff. Okay? And it's not even normal. Okay? In Genesis, the real Genesis, book of Genesis, and it's not called Genesis either. It's called Nasad. Yep. It's Nhasadh, Nasad. Okay? It talks about the way to live in the world. And that's in Ayurveda. Yep. And it talks about, in Ayurveda, you're supposed to be vegetarian. You're not supposed to take the life or eat the life of something that has lived before. That's cannibalism. I don't care how you want to call it. And you can sit there and argue with me, and you can say you can do whatever. And hey, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what is. What you choose is the outcome you're going to get. If you want to be diseased and you want to break down and you want to have arthritis and you want to have old age, you keep eating dead meat, because that's what's going to happen to you. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. You're not supposed to be doing it, and your disease is telling you. And the demon of pharmakia is there to pretend to save you with its little potions, but only for so long, because I have yet to see anybody that takes drugs from the pharmakia demon and live. So, you know, it may prolong things, but it doesn't make you live. It doesn't heal you. It doesn't make you better. It doesn't stop the effects of what you're doing. So, just saying. In the Nasad, though, it talks about, and what they call Genesis, which they put the false genetic stuff into that, which is the book of Jubilee from the book of Enoch, which is, that's a whole nother, that's demonology. It talks about the history of the demonology. Andromeda, right. So, anyway, that being said, you people are spending more time in your fake religion trying to excuse why you have made these into this. You're chasing your little physical tools instead of working on your original soul blueprint and your original soul pattern. You're down here chasing houses and money and cars, you know, getting caught up in who you think you are, clothes, shoes, blah, blah, blah. Okay? This is not what your soul pattern and your soul blueprint are about. This is not your reason for living, okay? These are tools to help you accomplish this, not to be this, okay? Not the same. Now look, your divine spiritual energy can be put into attracting your physical tools. Your physical tools don't help you with your spiritual energy. They don't give you energy back, because it's your energy that has to go into them, okay? Now, this is what the demons want. They want all your energy in these physical tools. Then they will knock you out, right? Knock out your spiritual energy, harvest whatever energy you did put into these things, right? Because you spent all of this time that you should have been putting into this. And that's the difference between me and y'all. I'm putting my energy, all of my energy, into this, not these, right? They don't want me doing that, because then they can't steal this. They can only steal this, right? I'm not about this. I'm about this and this, okay? Now, I have worked through all my personal nonsense. This was already done by the age of 10 for my younger version, okay? So now I'm working on the collective. That's everybody that exists in creation. Familial soul pattern, familial soul blueprint. That's who I'm talking to with this. I don't give a hoot about this. This means nothing to me. This means nothing to me. These are just ways for me to express this. I don't need these to do this. Okay? I don't need that. Right? I don't need them. Now, we're going to talk about the black sheep of the family, okay? And that's a term. That's not an actuality. I'm not a sheep, okay? The black sheep of a family, which Yeshua and I both are, okay, in his time and mine, here's the pattern, will not seem to fit in, okay? The energy of their being will not vibe or go along with the energy of the family that they come into. Why is that? Because they're here to teach lessons that are not being learned. Okay? Their energy will do that. Their energy also comes down here and can be a shadow mirror for the collective family. Okay? They will also bring out what is hidden, right? What is being hidden? What is secret? They reveal secrets. Okay? These people. Nobody gonna like them. Right? What am I doing right now? Revealing the secrets of all the demons, the family of demons, not divine familial pattern, demonic family. They're here to teach spiritual lessons. They're here to break familial patterns that are blocking soul advancement. Okay? Either for themselves, their parents, their grandparents, their great-grandparents, all the new babies that are coming in. They're here to break patterns so that the souls of the new ones coming in don't keep repeating this. Okay? Because obviously somewhere this got down here. This doesn't matter. This does. This does. You're here to be working on these. See how they're up at the top, right? Look at the top. This is up in spirit. This is up where your head is. This is down at your feet. This is what you walk with, not walk for. Okay? You don't live to get a house. You don't live to acquire money. You don't live to get a car. You don't live for your identity. You don't live for your clothes, and you don't live for your shoes, and you don't live for all your accoutrement. You don't live for your friends. You don't live for who your friends think you are. You don't live to pretend like, oh, I need to make a name for myself. You have to make a name for themselves. Look here. Make a name. That is ego. That is demonic. You already have a name with Divine Creator. Divine knows who you are. That's how you're here. The only name that you should be worrying about making, or living up to, I should say, is the one that you came in with. Now, I'm not talking about on your birth certificate. You have a specific name, just like Elohim or anything else. I'm not saying that you are Elohim. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying you have a divine name in spirit already. You don't need to make one down here. You got one up here. This is what you're supposed to be working on, living up to your name, to your purpose. Okay? So you may come in and be a black sheep. We got a lot of them right now. Okay? You're going to be the one that doesn't work with the herd. You're going to be the one, they're not lost. Right? And I'm not talking about demons. Demons are not black. This is not evil. This is somebody who doesn't fit in. This is somebody that might be an introvert, might be an extrovert. You know, you might come into a family of introverts and they need to break out of it. You know, you may be an introvert that comes into a family of extroverts, because why? They're doing this. They're chasing their fake identity and making a fake name for themselves instead of working on what they're supposed to be working on. So you come in as the introvert and you say, listen, we need to be working on this. We need to be working on this. You need to be working on this, not this. I'm not going to go chase my bottom and waste my life on this when I'm supposed to be doing this. And I'm supposed to be doing this. And I'm supposed to be doing all this. Right? So you may break away from the family that you came into because they're not learning the lessons of why you came into the family. And you may break away from old friends, and co-workers and classmates and stuff, because either the lessons have been learned or they didn't agree to learn the lessons. And you need to move on because there are people that are. They need those lessons and they're willing to learn them. So divine will move you away from the ones that aren't learning them. Right? Now, these people get all caught up because they don't want to lose your energy in these things. They want you to continue validating what they're doing wrong, but you can't. And they want you to be the scapegoat instead of being the one that frees them. And you have to decide which way you're going. Because right now, divine people are the black sheep. All of us are going to be the black sheep. All of us are going to make these demons very uncomfortable. All of us are here to reverse their crap on them now. And that's why we're having this conversation. Because we're here to break the demonic familial patterns that are blocking soul advancement for the entire collective familial soul pattern and soul blueprint of the entire divine tribes of all creation. Right here. That's how important this is. Down here is changing everything. Right? Let's say we're down here in Saturn. Right? Let's say this is Jupiter and blah, blah, blah. Let's say this is the core of the interstellar. Down here is changing all of this right here, right now. You. So who do you want to be? You want to be up here, or you want to die down here? Because all you're going to do is die out here. Because if you're chasing this, you're losing this. You see this? Unless your soul blueprint is the blueprint of hospitality, this ain't going to mean nothing. And your job is only to use these to help you consider to promote that. Right? If you're busy trying to make a name for yourself instead of being what you're supposed to be up here, divine knows your name. Divine knows who you are. Divine knows what you're supposed to be doing. Now, here's the thing when I was on my spiritual path that you have to understand. Okay, I was taken down to the fact that I was living out of a car, and that's happened twice. All right. Once I gave it up because divine asked to.